Hello and welcome back to Hot Car Track. Today we're going to look at 90 degree and 180 degree turns for the NASCAR Adventure Force track. The other day, last week, I was asked by another racing channel, is it possible to join 4 of these together to make a 180? What we're looking at here in front of us is my 90 degree NASCAR curve, right? And this has a consistent bank on it. I think this is 35 degrees all the way through. And I said, no, I actually don't. I don't make a 180 degree NASCAR curve, and you can't buy 4 of these and join them up because it obviously has the wings here which connect to the NASCAR track. And to be honest, I wasn't going to go down the path of making a 180 degree NASCAR turn, because you can buy a whole box for 30 bucks versus, you know, probably 60 bucks for a 180 degree that you'd have to purchase off me. Anyway, I took up the challenge and thought, okay, well look, I'll design one and I'll print a 180 curve and see how it goes. So I did one, but I actually did another one. So let me just put this away. This one in front of us is a 180 degree turn based off, let me just grab these parts again, based off my 90 degree. So same size, except obviously there's 4 pieces in it and it has the wings either side. So I designed this, printed it off, it's in the same fashion, it has supports here, it has bolts as you can see, and a bit of tape across the back to hold it all together. And I need a car, just hang on a sec. I should have been more together. I'll grab a couple. Actually, I'll grab this one as well. Look, I'm not confident, I wasn't confident going into this this particular build that it would actually, you know, would actually work as efficiently as a purpose-made 180 for the NASCAR Adventure Force track, because you've got to remember that track is designed for motorised cars, you know, not designed for us gravity-fed racing cars, you know. Obviously those are the NASCAR cars, and also the Crash Racer set cars have rubber tyres, right? And so they're designed, the whole track's been designed for a top speed with the rubber tyres to be able to swing around the curves, okay? We don't have a top speed, our speed rises up and down depending what happens with the car. Anyway, so I designed this curve, and let's just plug in this little bit of track and see how it performs. If I can get the thing in. Okay, so this is what it looks like. If I can just move this camera, it's a little bit hard. So it works, right? It does work, however, as you can see, it has a problem with swinging, you know, and of course this is going to be the case. See how the car swings? And if you go a bit faster, it's going to hit the top up here, right? But it still gets around, doesn't it? So it still works. It's a track piece that you could put into your layout and it will work. And it's quite narrow. I think it's 300 mil from here to here. Yes, it is. It's 300 mil from here to here, compared to obviously the NASCAR, which is going to be a lot wider. And I don't know how wide it is. So if you have a small space, this setup would work perfectly. I'll try another car. But look, it does work. I don't have an issue with it. I don't like the swinging as it goes around. If it does come up high, it works a bit better, as you can see. So cars can swing around, okay? It's a functional piece. I'll be quite happy to put it up for sale if someone is aware of its limitations, okay? So then I thought, you know what? I'll go print another version. This time, I'll move this out of the way. This time with some grooves in it. Sorry, things are falling off everywhere here. I'll print one off with some grooves in it, and I'll tell you what, this piece looks fantastic. It really does look. It looks really professional. It does. These grooves, they're around about 10 mil. The width is 10 mil between the grooves. And if I just grab a little NASCAR track here, compared to the NASCAR track, which is, oh look, it's 5-ish mil. I just didn't want to, you know, have so many grooves. I just wanted to do a tester to see how it went. So I put spacing of 10 mil, and then these little grooves which raise up around about, I think from memory, I think the 1/2 mil high. Okay, so let's try put a bit of track in there and see if this works. Do you know, I only have these 2 pieces of track. That's all I have. I actually don't have a complete set. And once again, I want to thank Mark D for supplying these pieces, because this is how everything's made. I don't have a turn. I don't have a 180-degree turn. I don't have any more track other than what you can see here, which is one length cut in half. Okay, so now let's have a look at this. It performs marginally better. It really does. The grooves tend to hold it a bit better. Okay, you're probably going to get more of a rocky ride with the car because it's going over the groove. And if you have a look at if you actually look at the NASCAR, I'll try and get it on the bank. The grooves will hold the car in place. It's going to make a liar out of me. So the grooves do have some importance. If we get to my groove, it will hold it in place. Okay, so there is some benefit for the grooves. I definitely think having grooves versus no grooves is probably a better situation, although it's not a huge advantage. I don't think it is. I mean, cars are still going to swing around and have that funny swing around. If a car goes up high, there's a great benefit having the grooves. Let me just try this one. It'll hold the car up high, right? So you can see that. See how it swings around quite nicely if the car goes up high, which it might. I don't know on how your layout might be. So I just want to show you this bit of track. This is from the Aussie Crash Racer set, okay, which is quite large. It's probably the size of your NASCAR, okay. So this is the Aussie Crash Racer set, and this is my printed set. So you can see how small it is, and the Aussie Crash Racer set has the same problem. With this, I haven't got any track lined up here, but what happens with the Aussie Crash Racer set, cars will also fly up and swing around and do its thing. This is why I don't race on this stuff, because of that factor. The cars tend to dart up here, hit the side, and do the same thing as my design. Just hang on a sec. Okay, we're back with this. I don't think I'm going to develop this anymore. I think if someone's interested in purchasing this, you can go for it, okay? I think this is about as best as it's going to get. The only improvement that I can make, I think, would be to bank these walls a lot steeper. We have a 15-degree, I think that's 15 or 20 degree entry point. Let me just pull this off. Coming into and exiting the track. And then it raises up throughout, right to the middle, up to 40 degrees, okay? Now, realistically, the only way that this whole system will work, you really need to have this bank, not 90 degrees, but probably close to it, about 80, 75 degrees. And therefore, you might get the cars to swing around a bit better. As you can see, it still functions fine. Try it up high. I'm limited with space here. It's a very thin table. So cars that go up high tend to go well, of course. So my takeaway from this is I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I might put this up for sale, and if you want to purchase it, you can. You go for it. It's a functional piece. It's a good-looking piece, and it does work. However, you can go purchase a complete set for the price of, well, 2 sets for the price that I have to sell this for, because the sheer time it takes to make this and the amount of plastic that it takes, you know, you'd be blown away. And at the end of the day, you know, I can't give these things away for free because it's that's business. You know, that's how it is. What else can I tell you? Yeah, I think the only way to have a bank is to really have it really banked up. You know, like almost not vertical, but probably 70 to 80 degree curve. Probably start it here at 20, and then it would be a very steep entry into the middle of it. So therefore, I think that may stop the cars doing this and wanting to swing. I could be wrong, but I'm not going to develop it any further. You know, the manufacturers do make those those track parts, which was designed for consistent speed. And as I said before, we don't have consistent speed. Our speed is completely random. So trying to design something that's going to make things work, I think it's doable, but I don't think I'm going to bother going any further with it. So I'll just focus on the stuff that I have. I mean, if I have time and some extra PLA to use up, I may design an 80 degree. But anyway, we'll just work that out. There you go. I just want to thank you for watching, and there you go. I've designed and printed that out for you, mate, and hopefully you can sort of gauge some opinions of yourself if it's a doer. I probably would go the one with the what do you call it? The one with these notches in it over this one here. For the 90 degree, it's fine, but for something a little bit larger, we really need to have these notches in the track. Okay, catch you later.